Former senior DHS advisor Berney along with retired NYPD detective and former FBI Joint Terrorism Task Force member Tom Smith, and former NYPD detective as well, Pat Brosnan. Pleasure, gentlemen, to have all three of you here. Berney, I'm going to start with you. We just heard from Senator Thune. You know, they want to get something done when it comes to DHS funding, especially given this threatened environment we have, heightened threat environment. Yet they won't even come to the table at this point to negotiate here. Kind of seems reckless. Your thoughts about that?
Bob and Katrina, the good guys have to be right every time. The bad guys have to be right only once. We've got millions of illegals who could be threats in the United States. This is the absolute wrong time for the Democrats to be playing politics with the funding at DHS. We have got to get this thing on board because this could be potential for asymmetric warfare. All right, there could be a lot of blowback. I studied this my whole life. I started out at U.S. Cybercom. We got to get this right. We got to do it now.
Tom, you were part of the FBI's Joint Terrorism Task Force. From a terrorism standpoint, what should Americans be either looking out for, but even more so, how concerned should we be? It's easy to say, if you see something, say something, but we've seen horrible terrorist attacks on our soil before, especially here in New York City.
Yeah, first of all, Berney's exactly right with the border. When terrorism reaches our borders and they get into this country, the biggest obstacle they have is getting into the country. So once we open the borders like we did for many years, it's easy. We have many people here that we don't know where they are or what they're doing. And the Joint Terrorism Task Force is going to be all over that looking for them. As far as what everyone can do, it's simple. If something doesn't look right or feel right, notify the authorities, because the public is everywhere. The police can't be everywhere. The public are the ones that are out there looking at everything and walking the streets every single day. So if there's something that raises an alarm, they need to be vigilant, have their head on a swivel, and make sure they're understanding where they are and what's going on around them.
So, Pat, we had the scare this weekend in New York City, and we just had another bomb scare outside the mayor's mansion here. All clear, thank God, at this point. But what do you think things are shaping up to be right now? How are you reading this? Do you think they're connected somehow, some way, maybe?
I do. I don't believe in coincidences, number one. I'm very pragmatic. The fact is, folks, good afternoon. We're now in an everything, everywhere, all at once threat environment. Synagogues, churches, mayor's residences, beer gardens in Austin, consulate in Canada earlier, concerts and schools. Nothing is off the target list. The brutal truth about modern terrorism, though, is this. When attackers are operationally silent, they don't let any signals out, when they're lightning fast and brutal, it is virtually impossible, and it breaks my heart to say it, virtually impossible to detect, disrupt, and mitigate. It's just the way it is. It's like a lightning bolt. If they communicate with no one, broadcast no warning signs, and rely on common everyday materials to make the bombs, there's no alarms, there's no red flags. They're like ghosts. This is a terrifying place we are here today, folks, and I think it's only going to get worse. And I'm generally an optimist, to be very frank.
Yeah, I think very, very well said there. Berney, of course, what we don't want to do and what one never wants to do is allow, I'll say, the terrorists to win, because that's exactly what they want to do. They want to curb our freedom. They hate the American lifestyle. They hate that we do have as much freedom as they do. So their goal is to scare us. So how do we do what all of you are recommending here? Tom saying, if you see something, say something, be aware. Pat saying some of these things can happen so fast. So how do Americans go about their daily lives without letting them win?
If you see something odd, chances are something's wrong. If you see something unusual in your daily pattern, you see a vehicle that's not quite where it's supposed to be, or you see somebody driving strangely, or you see strangers around, I don't want you to be scared. There's no reason. But the issue of the day is we've got to get our DHS defenders in place at 100%. That would go a long way to making us safe.
Yeah, sorry, real quick, Berney, that is very important. Obviously, Democrats just simply dragging their feet on this. How big, how significant is that particular issue based on what's going on right now?
I've spent my whole life defending this country in the military. And again, I was a plank holder at U.S. Cybercom. So it's big to me. It's huge. And I think the gentlemen here that are sharing this platform with me, it's big to them as well.
Yeah, certainly is. Tough convo to have, but one very real convo. And again, there was that encrypted message they're looking at, too.
Exactly.
Kind of scary stuff.
It is, yeah.
We're going to have to keep an eye out. Gentlemen, we appreciate you coming on, though. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.